All right, let's just jump right in. Something huge is happening right now. Something almost invisible with the money in our pockets and in our bank accounts. You see, we're standing at a crossroads, and the path we choose, it's going to define everything about our financial future for generations to come.
I mean, that's a pretty bold statement, right? But it really hits the nail on the head. That physical cash we've all known our entire lives, it's slowly disappearing. And the big question, the huge debate, is what's going to replace it?
And look, don't think for a second this is some niche, far-off topic. Just check out this number, a 200% spike in people searching for digital currencies. This isn't some future thing. It's happening right now, and everyone is starting to pay attention. From the big-shot economists all the way down to, well, you and me.
So, to really put this into perspective, we're talking about the biggest shakeup to our money since we went off the gold standard. Think about that. It is a fundamental, ground-level change. And it brings us to the first of two very different ideas about where we go from here.
So let's talk about vision number one. This is the official top-down plan from governments. It's called a central bank digital currency, or for short, a CBDC. So what exactly is that? Well, a CBDC is basically a digital dollar, or a digital euro. You get the idea. But here's the absolute key. It's issued directly by the central bank. This is not the same as the money in your bank account right now. This is different. And that leads to the question I know you're probably thinking. Wait a minute, my money's already digital. I use a debit card, I do online banking, so what's the big deal? And that's a fair question. But the difference is, well, it's huge. And it all boils down to one powerful idea.
That idea is programmable money. Yeah, you heard that right. Because a CBDC comes straight from a central authority, they could literally build rules into the money itself. Imagine getting a stimulus check that has an expiration date to force you to spend it. Or picture trying to buy something and your money just doesn't work. Maybe the government decides you've bought too much gas this month, or they don't approve of something you're trying to purchase. This is what we mean when we talk about the vision of control.
Okay, so that's one future. But there is a totally different path. It's not top-down, it's bottom-up. A grassroots technology built on a completely opposite philosophy. It's the decentralized alternative. And I'm sure you've heard of its most famous example, Bitcoin.
And the whole point of Bitcoin, the reason it was even created, was to be the exact opposite of what we just talked about. It was designed from day one to be the antidote to that central control, that programmability, that oversight.
And how does it do that? Well, it's based on a few core ideas. First, no government can just hit a button and print more of it. The supply is fixed. Second, nobody can stop your transaction. They can't censor you. And third, it's permissionless. You don't have to ask anyone for permission to use it. You just use it.
So you see what's happening here, right? We've got two completely different philosophies on a collision course. On one side, centralization and control. On the other, decentralization and freedom. This is literally the battle for what your wallet is going to look like in the future.
Okay, let's put these two head-to-head because this really spells it out. With a CBDC, the issuer is the government. With Bitcoin, it's a decentralized network. The control? Well, a CBDC is programmable. It's censorable. Bitcoin is the opposite, uncensorable and permissionless. And this next one is huge, privacy. With a CBDC, every single transaction is monitored by the issuer, total surveillance. Bitcoin is pseudonymous, which gives you a level of privacy more like cash. At the end of the day, the core ideas just couldn't be more different. Centralized control versus decentralized freedom.
So, yeah, it really just boils down to this. The people pushing for CBDCs, they see it as a great new tool to, stimulate the economy and manage things from the top down. But the people who believe in decentralized money, they see it as the only real defense against that kind of control. The antidote, just like we said.
So why does any of this matter to you? I mean, it's all just digital ones and zeros, right? Well, it matters because this is about the so-called war on cash. And that's really a war on your financial privacy. Think about it. The moment physical cash is gone, so is your ability to buy something without anyone knowing. In a world with only a CBDC, every single thing you buy, from a cup of coffee to a donation to a cause, it's all recorded, it's all tracked, and it's all tied directly to your name. This isn't just about privacy, it's about control. What happens if you disagree with the government? Could they just limit your spending? Your entire financial life could be controlled by a digital switch, and you'd be completely at the mercy of whoever's flipping it. And that brings us right back to where we started. We are absolutely moving to a digital money future. That part isn't really up for debate, But what that future looks like, that's being decided right now. So the question is for you, for all of us, which future do we want for our money? One of total centralized surveillance and programmable control, or one of decentralized freedom and personal sovereignty? The choice we make is going to shape everything.